Welcome back, guys. In today's video, we're going to talk about horizontal privilege escalation and Python module exploitation. So, previously we have talked about types of privilege escalation. And actually, it was a TryHackMe video, by the way. Let's restate the types of privilege escalation and the difference between them. So first we have the horizontal privileged escalation, and the next one is vertical privileged escalation. What's the difference here? The difference is that in horizontal, for example, you land as dub data, okay? Now in horizontal privileged escalation, you don't move up immediately to root. You go from dub data to, say, user 1, you escalate to user 1. Okay, now user 1 happens to be a regular user, but is more privileged than dub data. Then you manage to go from user 1 to user 2. Now, user 2 is not root, but is actually more privileged than user 1. And finally, you happen to go from user 2 to finally to the root account. Okay, that is what we call the horizontal privileged escalation. It takes more than one step to go from the current account to the root account. It is not the case in the vertical one. In the vertical one, you land as dub data, okay, and with the aid of some exploit or with the presence of a security misconfiguration in the OS, such as sudo bit set file or a vulnerable OS, you manage to go from dub data to immediately root account. We call that the vertical privileged escalation. It takes only one step to go from the current account to the root account. Okay, now that's the first concept we learned in this video. The next concept is Python module exploitation. Okay, so as you know, guys, as most of you know, that when you create a Python script, you have modules such as OS, import OS. So we call here import. Let me remove this one, I don't like it. So some Python modules are, we have OS module, right? And we have other mathematical modules. We also have random, as you will see in the practical example, random module called random. So in order to import Python modules, we use the keyword, as you know, import OS, import random. What's gonna happen when we run the script? Okay, when the Python script runs, it will look for these modules. It will look for these modules under the Python installation path. Python installation path. Okay. Now, when it finds the corresponding directory for the module, it will just import it. What's going to happen now if we create a file, let's say, called os.py? Now, this file happens to hold the same name as the module in the script, right? What's going to happen now? The Python is going to look for the module OS. Once it finds a Python library, a Python file with the name OS, it will import it. So the priority goes like this. It first looks in the current working directory. So first looks in the current working directory, okay? Then it looks under the Python installation path, say user Python, whatever, okay? If it finds os here at the current working directory, it's gonna pick it up. If it doesn't find it, it's gonna pick up the next one in the chain, which happens to be the Python installation path. Now, in order to perform what's called Python module exploitation, first we have to create a Python file, okay, which holds the name of one of the modules. Okay, so in case we name that os.py, we're gonna have to move the os.py script that we have created, okay, to be with the same location of the script. Say the script name is script.py, and say script.py is under home, okay, script.py. So in order for Python to choose your script as the module, you're gonna have to use os.py under home directory, so that os.py and script.py are under the same location. Only then Python will choose your file as a module, okay, instead of the module or the original module that exists in the installation path. Now, what's going to happen when your file or your script is imported as the module? Python will execute your script and ignore the rest. So that's why I typed the definition as creating a Python with file with the same module name, but with different content. So here we can choose the content we want. And lastly, the practical application that we will take for this video is Wonderland TryHackMe. So this is the machine. Let me close this one first. Okay, this is the machine, and we have two flags to retrieve from the machine. So what to do now? We're gonna jump to the virtual machine and demonstrate this. So did the nmap scan. Let's launch the browser beforehand. Okay, nmap scan, we have 22 and we have 80. So as we do all the time, we're gonna go with port 80 first. So going to the IP, okay, following the white rabbit. You can read through this, take a look at the page source. Nothing in here. Okay, what you will do now, as always, you're gonna launch directory search and start with GoBuster. So sudo GoBuster dir -u, and we copy this -w user share word lists, or let's select this one, dr buster word lists directory list 2 small. Okay, and enter. We have image and we have R. If you go to R, also you see keep going. Would you tell me please which way I ought to go from here? View page source again, nothing in here. Now this hints that we need to use this page in GoBuster. So cancel this one and append here /R and go. So we have A, you will see that we're gonna discover a way to access a directory that's actually kind of weird in the name. So if you go back now, it's saying keep going. What would you tell me please which way I ought to go from here? So we go R, and then we have A here, as you can see. So type A like that. It's kind of tricky, right? But that's how you do it. And then you will see that there is B, and then there is another B, and there is I to form a complete rabbit word, as you can see. Now how I know this, because I did the machine before, guys. That's how I know this. It's gonna end up telling you that we have /A/B/B. I'm not gonna wait for this now. I'm gonna show it at the end. Let's tackle this page. Now here, if you view the page source, guys, you can see that there is under the style element here, we have Alice and we have a password. Since we know that there is an open port for the SSH, we're going to attempt to log in to the SSH server with these credentials. Sudo sh alice at, okay, grab in the password. Oh, okay, the IP is right. Now we're gonna hit enter. Okay, yes, password. And now we've got access to Alice. Easy, simple as that. Okay, pwd where I am, at home ls-la. See what do we have. So we have a couple files. Among them is root.txt. Weird enough, you find root.txt flag under this directory, but permission denied, you cannot view it. Also, we have another script called Walrus and the Carpenter. If you view the script, this is the Python script, as you can see, and this is where we will apply the Python module exploitation. As you can see, it's random. We're going to create a file. Guess I got problem with the sound, right? Okay, so I'm going to repeat. So we have import random. What we will do later, we're going to create a file called random.py, place it under the home directory of Alice. That's how we will do Python module exploitation. Okay, never mind now. Let's see if we have user.txt file. Nothing. Let's see the to root. Nothing. Weird enough, I was able to see the to root. Did you notice that? Okay, let's look for the user flag. So find dash type f dash exec execute no dash type file dash name. So the file name should be user, like that, dot text, and everything will be exported to dev null. Pass must proceed. Oops, we forgot this one, and we're gonna look under all the directories. No such file or directory. Yep, I'm making mistakes today, guys. So this one should be dev null. Let's look for the user flag. GoBuster has something for us. Okay, not finished. So there is no file called user.txt. Let me check out here. Obtain the flag in user.txt. But we haven't found anything. Okay. Maybe we're gonna find this later when we have obtained higher privileges, guys. So let's now try to escalate the privileges from Alice to other user. So let's cat etc pass wd, see what are the users we have. So we have Rabbit, we have Hater, Mad Hatter, Alice, and Rabbit. We are Alice, so most probably we're gonna escalate either to Hatter or Rabbit. Sudo -l password for Alice. Okay, so we can run sudo without password. We can run sudo as Rabbit here if we run the script Walrus and the Carpenter. Now here we will perform what I call the Python or the Python module exploitation. Let's go back to home ls cd alice ls. So we have the Python script here. We're going to create a file called random.py, nano random.py. And why random? I'm going to repeat because it's the same name as the module name written under the Python script. So .py, and here we're gonna use content that we actually craft. So /user /bin /python 3.6, and now import pty. We're gonna just spawn regular shell, pty.spawn bin /bash. Okay, so ls, now we have random, and we have the script. Now when we run the script here, it's gonna call our script here as the module name because it's under the current working directory of the script, which actually holds more priority than the location. the default location of the module itself. So let's run this one as rabbit. Sudo -u rabbit. Okay, what do we have? PTY has no attribute spawn. I guess I have made a typo here. Nano random. So spawn is wrong. It should be like that. Now I'm gonna run sudo -u rabbit. As you can see now, I am rabbit. So what happened, guys, is when I executed the script here as rabbit, and instead of executing the actual content of the script, it actually executed my Python script that I created, random.py. Okay, right now we are rabbit. So pwd, I am under Alice, set cd back, go to rabbit, and I have an application called tparty, ls-la. As you can see, the binary has the suit bit set, which means if we execute this, it will execute as root. Okay. So let's execute this one. Welcome to the tea party. The Mad Hatter will be here soon, probably by Friday. Ask very nicely and I will give you some tea while you wait for him. Enter, and we got segmentation fault. Maybe you will say, let's go to buffer overflow path. You can do that, but it's not the recommended way of solving the challenge. So what I will do here, I'm going to download this to my machine and find out how we can escalate to the Hatter from this binary. Obviously it's from here. So new tab, I'm going to use sudo scp alice at, I'm going to use scp, guys, to download the binary to my machine, since we have an active SSH connection as Alice along with the password. And then I'm going to download, let's see, where is this pwd? It's under home rabbit and the file name is tparty. I guess we're going to need to give permissions for us to download the file. So we're going to say chmod home rabbit. Okay, let's now try to download this one, /home/rabbit, and download this to the current working directory in my machine. Alice password, copy that. Yep, it is the file name tparty. Yep. Keep asking me for passwords. Keep asking me for passwords. Okay, it's here. ls. This is a tparty. Strings. The first thing you do when analyzing these files or binary files is using strings. What do we have in here? This is the start. Welcome to tparty. The Mad Hatter will be here soon. /bin/echo-n, probably by date. It actually invokes the date to give you the date where or when Mad Hatter will be here and display the date. But notice that, as you can see, the echo application or the binary is being called using its absolute path, but date is not being actually called using its path, which means we can actually use a trick or an exploitation method or privileged escalation method to actually, exploit this. So since this one or this binary is not being called using its absolute path, we can exploit this using the binary or the environment variable privileged escalation method. What do I mean by this? We're going to create now a new file or a new application or binary called dates. It's our own. Let's do that. So nano dates. permission denied. Okay, so under this we're gonna say bin bash slash bin slash bash ls. I guess the machine has gone crazy now. Okay. Guys, I'm gonna have to recreate the connection. It's so unfortunate for this to happen. I'm gonna have again to use Alice. Oh my goodness. You have to be very patient when you do these kind of machines. You have to be patient, or you're gonna drive yourself crazy. Seeing yourself repeating the same steps over and over. Over and over. So sudo -l. Okay, pwd ls-la. Okay, sudo -u rabbit, and we're gonna execute this to gain access back as rabbit. cd back, cd rabbit. So we have the date, cat date, bin bash. That's good. Now we're gonna export path equal home rabbit. What's gonna happen here, guys, is that I'm using now home rabbit as one of the paths in the environment variable. So when tparty is running, or when I run tparty now, it's gonna look for the date binary first in, or it can look for the date binary according to the value of the environment variable. The first path in the environment variable value is this one, my path. So I'm gonna execute my date here, which will give us the shell as the next user. So run tparty now. Did it work? Let's see why this one didn't work. Cat date. I guess we have forgot to give this execution permissions. Let's try now. Tparty. And you are the next user, Haiter. So ID, that's fine. Now the last step is to, we actually have gone through most users, Alice, Rabbit, and this one. The last one is to see if we can escalate to root. So one of the methods, guys, is to see if you got, see if there are capabilities, right? So let me see here, the command used to view the capabilities. I'm gonna have to use my notes for this. So Linux privilege escalation capabilities. Yeah, listing capabilities for binaries for further exploitation. Let's use this one. And yes, we got capabilities for Perl. Capabilities set IP. So then you can use GTFO pins website to learn the exploitation method. So let's go to GTFO pins, guys. So GTFO pins and search for Perl capabilities, and this is the command. Let's use this one first. Maybe we're gonna have to define the full path of Perl here. So maybe it's under user bin Perl, and then paste in this. What happened? Something isn't adding up for me here, guys. I don't know why I get permission denied when I execute Perl. What's the problem? ls-la user bin grep Perl. So I can execute. Why? How the hell I cannot execute this? I am listed as a group. Let me see ID, but I am within the rabbit group. That's why. That's why I cannot execute this. It's giving me permission denied. I am not under the Hatter group. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, guys, ls cd home. Let me go back to cd Hatter, and there is a password here. This password, I'm gonna put this password into use. I'm gonna SSH to Hatter in a new connection. So new tab, SSH Hatter at yes, and password, ID, and now I am within Hatter group. So let's go back and take this one, escalate to root, user bin, Perl, who am I, root. Now it worked. cd root ls. So we have user the text. Let's grab the flag, the user flag. Okay, escalate the privileges. What is the flag in root.txt? So remember, the root.txt was located under Alice home. cd Alice cat root, and this is the root flag. Okay then, so that was it. I hope you guys found that beneficial and helpful, and see you in the next video.